content for all my fans. Me and my buddy, you know, the one that took me to get that motorcycle. We were gonna start as a used car business, you know. Find something, buy them cheap, you know, and sell them, and you know, maybe do a little work on them, and you know, we gonna build ourselves up, you know. That was the plan. Well, we were up there in Macon, which is about 40 miles from here, and seen another yard sale. But I didn't buy no motorcycle. But I got a Honda. It was a cute little car. I mean, it was a nice little car. Clean. I think it was a 72 Honda. I think that was before they even called it. I don't even think it was called a Civic. I think it was called a Honda. I had motorcycles with bigger motors than that thing had in it. The guy told us it was locked up. But me and my friend, we were convinced. It was probably the starter was locked up, not the motor. And he told us he would take $60 for that car. And that car was so clean. And me and my friend, we were just convinced it was a starter. It wasn't a motor. So we were so convinced about it that we didn't want to beat him out of his stuff. But we really didn't have no more money, no extra money. And my friend had a Trans Am. And he drove like an idiot. So we decided we didn't want to break the man's heart. And we decided we're going to buy the car and we pull it on up the road, way out of sight, and pull into one of them parking lots up there. We were going to clutch that thing, you know, put it in gear and let off the clutch, you know, and crank it. You know, but we just didn't want to do that in front of him, and we felt like we were robbing him, you know, to do that to him, you know. So we pulled that thing up the road. There used to be a place up there, I think it was called, I don't remember if it was called Zayres or Roses, but it's a big old, kind of like a little baby Walmart back in the days. They just sold like mainly women's stuff, like clothes and junk like that. But the big parking lot, plenty of room for us to crank that car, you know. Well, we tried to crank that car. I started off in second, you know, and gonna clutch it while he was pulling me, you know, to spin the motor over where the straight's here, you know. And that, you can crank them like that. Or you used to. I know this S10 right here. If you do it that way, it sends that computer it goes to limp mode. I don't know what mode that is, but I know it runs like crap. It don't like that. But anyway, that's that technology bull crap that gives me a rash. But he started pulling me, and I come off the clutch. And the tires just holler. Look, front wheel drive. It had 12-inch tires on it. I mean, they look like Krispy Kreme donuts. The black one. You know, the chocolate kind. I come off that clutch. It felt like the car was going to stand up in the front. Little bitty car. That motor didn't move. And I thought, well, hey, I know third to get it. It didn't have but 4 gears. It didn't have 5 speed, it had 4 speed. I guess that's before they started making 5 speed back then. I don't know. But anyway. So I figured I'd go in 3rd gear. This got to do it, you know, because this is putting more on the motor up there to turn it. Well, it kind of made the tire. Yeah, I told Ricky, I said, you know, go ahead, just keep it going. We just going around that parking lot out there. So I got it in 3rd and come off the clutch, and the front tires hollered a little bit, but it wasn't that much, and you could hear something grinding in there, like, you know, I think it was the clutch. But the motor never moved. You know, 'cause I done turned the key on and put a battery in there. Everything it's supposed to run, you know. Well, the only thing I had left to do was try 4th gear. And that really put more on the motor, you know, more tension on the motor. I didn't haul it all that. It just made a bad groaning noise when I come out on the clutch in 4th gear. We come up with the idea of the realization that that man was right. He must have knew about that. But we had thought he was kind of old. He didn't know. And the car looked too good to be locked up. But it was locked up. And me and my friend, we couldn't use not one part of that car, so we didn't have nothing Japanese stuff, except some motorcycles and stuff. But well, the story was getting pretty bad then. But my crazy friend got me out on that interstate, and we had to come 30 miles back to our house to get off the exit. And this crazy joker come down that road like he done robbed a bank. And I'm back there in this car. I bet this car wasn't running 55, 60 miles an hour, you know, when it was running. But he dragging me behind a Trans Am. A bad Trans Am. There ain't even no numbers on the speedometer down there where it was at. And this car is just going everywhere. I mean, I'm like a bag in the wind, like blowing. And I'm trying to, I can't hardly, I'm trying to get him to slow down, and he got the radio on, he just going. And man, I mean, I'm sweating back there trying to keep this car on the road. His car ain't made to go that fast. I mean, it was just vibrating and everything. Just, I mean, I don't even think it was hardly touching the ground. And I decided, I'm fit to put an end to this crap. Because he gonna kill me back here. And boy, I just jammed them brakes, boy, hard as I could. I was like, I'm gonna slow this joker down. That joker kind of made a noise, it kind of pulled a little bit. And then, it was like I let off the brake. But I was standing on the brake. And then I smelled like brake juice. Brake smell, like, you know, like asbestos, I think, that stuff. It overheated them brakes so fast. When I jammed that car, them brakes wasn't made to stop that car going that fast. Especially with a Trans Am hooked to it. And the brakes just went, it didn't do nothing. Ricky, my friend, he ain't seen nothing. He just going on the road. I tell you what, I was in a wet sweat by the time we got about that 30 miles down the interstate. We didn't have to worry about a tire blowing that, because I don't even think they were hard on the ground. Man, what we got? I told that joke. I ain't gonna tell you what I told him. I was hot. I mean, I literally was hot trying to hold that car. You think a car ain't made to run about 55 miles an hour being drugged down the road? Ain't even no numbers on the speedometer. But I tell you what, I never bought another car. When they told me it was locked up, I believed them. I ain't never fooled with no more cars that's supposed to been locked up without finding out right there. I didn't care if the people got mad or not. I didn't care if they decided they're going to charge more. We're going to find out if it's locked up in their yard, not down the road that I done bought it. So, that was a pretty funny story. I mean, I couldn't, you know, everybody said, well, why you let the window down, waving down? Hey, I couldn't let go of the steering wheel. I couldn't do nothing. I mean, I had my hands full. Heck, if I had any more to, I'd have to use my foot or two to try to hold the thing in the road. But that really happened too. I mean, that really happened. We decided that we'd make our money another way than going in the car business, you know, the used car business and fixing them up, you know, to sell, because that just didn't work. But that's just another story. Double R. That was a long time ago. I mean, long time ago. But I still remember it. I ain't forgot it. And you will. I appreciate y'all, and hope y'all get a kick out of my brilliant ideas when I was young. And will like, share, and subscribe. But if you don't want to, don't worry about it. I got enough people that I'll be the rump of the joke to keep y'all happy. Appreciate y'all, and this is Double R signing out. Till next time y'all figure it out, may the Lord bless.